What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video I'll show you step by step on how to sketch a Xenomorph alien. Now the first thing we're going to do is sketch a large circle on the left side of our page. So we move to a side grip using the flat edge. Let's start at the very top. It's going to work our way around the left side. And then bring that in towards the middle. And then work our way around the right side. From the left side of our circle, we're going to draw a straight angled line going up and out towards the right. So going up, and then out to right about there. And we'll sketch a smaller circle on the end. Starting from the end of the line, go up towards the top, come down, and then back up. Now we're going to round out the top of the head. Starting back on the left side of our circle, we curve this up towards the top, and then bend that back down on top of the smaller circle. Let's connect the bottom of the circles with a straight angled line. Now the next step is to draw that bottom edge of the head. Starting from the end of the line on the left, curve this around, and then pull that up. It's going to round out the top, go across the smaller circle, and then bring that down towards the bottom. Let's block in the lower jaw. Starting from the left side of our circle, angle this down and in. I'm just going to pull this up towards the right side of our circle. Now from that same point, we're going to go across towards the right, and then bend that down towards the bottom of the neck. Let's go back underneath the smaller circle, curve this in, and then bend that down. And then going back underneath the circle, just going to round this out, and then bring that down. Now we want to trace this curve along the inside. So we step in, go up towards the top, and then bring that down. Now from here we're going to add the top edge of the shoulder. Stepping in, I'm going to go across, and then bend that down on the right side. And then we'll overlap that fin along the shoulder. Starting in here, go out, pull that up, and then bend that back out towards the right. Let's flatten off the end with a short angled line. We're going to follow that same curve, coming in and back in towards the shoulder. Now I'm going to go back to the front and add in the gum line. Starting down here, going up, bending that down, round out the bottom, and just pull that back up towards that ridge. Now I'm going to go to the center of that curve, draw a straight angle line coming down towards the jaw. Now from here we're going to add a guideline for the bottom edge of the teeth. Starting down here, start with a straight angled line coming in, and then go up towards that gum line. Now you want to round out the bottom edge of the cartilage. Starting from this line, curve down towards the bottom of our circle, and just pull that back up on the outside. Let's go back up to the top, step in, curve this down, and then out towards the neck. Let's add that thick pipe along the bottom of that ridge. From this line, we're going to step down, we're going to follow that same curve, going across, and then just tucking that in behind the ridge. And now we're going to add some guidelines for those cables. Starting underneath the gum line, curve this down, bend that up towards that center line, round this out, come down, and just tuck that up and in. Let's go back over towards the left side, add another cable coming down, and then up towards that smaller circle. Let's go to the bottom corner of the jaw, add a cable going up and across, and then just bend that back up towards the top. Now we're going to add one more along the inside, going across and then down towards the shoulder. Now there's a smaller set of teeth that comes out from the throat. So in here, it's going to sketch a small circle. And then from the right side, draw a straight angled line going back towards the outside edge of our larger circle. Now that we have the building blocks of our drawing, we're going to go in and add a second level of detail. Let's start by adding some ridges across this upper pipe. Starting up here, I'm just going to sketch these lines coming all the way down from top to bottom, working our way over towards the right. And we'll go to the front and separate out the teeth. Starting from the top, just going to add the first fang coming down and in, and just taper that back up towards the top. Let's add a second one, coming down towards that line, and then tapering that back up. I'm just going to continue this all the way across towards the left. Just adding these shorter fangs, working our way out towards the outside of the mouth. Let's add some fangs along the bottom, starting down here, going out and up, tapering that down, and we'll add a couple smaller ones on the outside. Now we're going to trace this front edge along the top. So we're going to step up, just following that same curve, going all the way across towards the right side. Now let's go in with the tip of our pencil and start tracing out the contours and adding a little bit more shape. We're going to start with that bottom ridge, starting from the outside. Just going to lightly work our way across. Not adding too much detail. Just coming out towards the back. Let's round out the front with a small half circle, and we'll trace this across the top. Let's smooth out the top of the head. Just going a little bit darker. And then we'll round out the back of the head. And we start adding some shape to the gum line. Adding some wrinkles inside. Working our way along the inside of that cartilage, going out towards the front of the jaw. I'm just going to refine the outer edge of the teeth. And then the bottom row. I'm just going to loosely add some detail to that inner mouth. I'm going in and just adding some thickness to those pipes. And just a little bit of detail, adding those ridges along the inside. I'm just using the side edge of our pencil to add some shading and some folds. And now we're going to move to the side edge of our pencil and just add an even shade along the top of the head. Just working our way towards the right. And then we'll go back and start adding some reflections and shadows. Starting from that ridge, just adding a reflection across the front. And then separating out the highlights. Now we're just going to continue to stay rough at this stage, and we'll come back and just refine this after. We're just adding a glare along the top with a slightly darker tone. And we're just going to add a little bit of texture to that bottom ridge. These little curves going all the way across. And then we'll just fade that out. And we'll go back and just shade that in. And then darken up the bottom by adding a shadow. Now we're just going to go back and just block in the shadows. I'm just adding a little bit of shadow to the top of the teeth. And then we'll lightly shade in the rest of the body, including those cables. Just going to go a little bit darker in between. I'm just adding a shadow across this pipe, starting off dark along the bottom and then just fading that out. Now it's important at this stage to block in the tones before we get into the details. Now we're going in with the tip of our pencil and start adding some details. Start with the front of the head, just working our way around the gum line, and Also adding a few more details along the way. Just adding those stretch lines across that cartilage. And again, just adding some folds and wrinkles across the body, across the bottom of the jaw. And also switching to the side edge of my pencil to add some shading. Now that ridge is going to cast a shadow across the top of the gum line. I'm just going to darken this up and then fade that out as we come down. Also adding some teeth in between. I'm just working my way back across that ridge and adding that shadow across the bottom. I'm just going to repeat that same process across the rest of the pipes. So starting with a dark shadow across the bottom, and then fading that out. And then adding those ridges inside. I'm just going to go back in between the pipes and just add some darkness. Now we're just going to silhouette the bottom edge. So starting off dark on the inside, and then just fading that out as you go towards the right. Just working our way towards the back. Start by roughly tracing out the contour, and go back and refine the shading. Now we're going to go back and start darkening up our contrast. Go back and start adding some detail to that inner mouth. Again, just start by tracing out the contours and defining the edges of the teeth. And start adding in the shadows and detail. We're just going to take out some of these guidelines across the mouth, and then add in some drips coming down from the teeth towards the lower jaw. And one final pass with the shading. And as we get closer to the end of our drawing, we'll tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more details. And that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of a Xenomorph alien. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. You can also check out more tutorials like this in our sketch playlist. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.